Hello, team, and welcome to the 8th episode of The Bulletin. It's a new season, and we have a new and exciting topics in store for you, especially those who seek to pursue their leadership career. Hi, I am Marise Loyola, a TL apprentice, and I will be your host for this episode. For the first episode of the second season, we have invited three of the youngest team leaders from Cluster Jesse to share with us their leadership approaches while leading in their early 20s. And our guest for today, we have Operations Team Leader Myra Beltran. We also have Operations Team Leader Yanni Malano and Operations Team Leader Aldrich Koo. Team, without waiting any longer, welcome to the first episode of the second season of The Bulletin. Hi, DLs. Good morning, and I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so let's start. This question is for all of you. So, given your age when you entered your role, did you, at any point, had hesitations of pushing forward and leading your own team?
Yes, before, because of my age and how the my team members before treat me. They treat me like a child. So yes, I had hesitations before.
Hi, host, Miss Host. Alright, for me, of course, yes. It also happened that I had hesitations before I was promoted as a team leader because the same with TC Yanni at very early age, as far as I can remember, my previous TL asked me what would be my career plan. So I was very excited to share it. I'd like to be a manager. Without, of course, this is also my first BPO company. So without knowing the task, the responsibilities yet as a team leader, as a manager, so I was very excited to share because that's my plan. But when she shared that this are the responsibilities of the common tasks that you'll do, I was overwhelmed, of course. But of course, if we have a dream, we'll still try to achieve it. So yes, I had hesitations also.
Hi, good morning, everyone. For the question, yes, everyone has hesitations. It was not, or it's not new for me to be part of the operations team. But of course, new environment, new culture. You tend to at least adjust and to learn new things, and of course, hesitant in terms of are you gonna be part, or are you gonna be welcome to be part of the new team, welcome with a new culture, with the teammates, or with your team members. So it's always part, and it's always part of the growth that you'll have in the company as well. So that's it.
All right, so thank you for those eye-opening answers. And let's go now to the second questions. And this goes to TL Yanni and TL Alku. So with the different types of team members that you must have had an experience handling a team member who's older and has more experience in the BPO than you. How did you establish your authority over them as a young leader, and how did you get their buy-in?
What I did with the team members that I've had, which is older than me, I've earned their respect first. Earning respect will gain, or will give you authority over them. Authority, when we say authority, not being like too bossy or too authoritative when it comes to providing work ethics, but earning their trust and respect by providing enough knowledge about the processes, and not just that, by being human, communicating to them. So when you gain their respect, it's just not, or it's not just being authoritative. You're giving them not being not just a boss, but a team leader itself, giving the meaning of the team leader itself. So that's it.
The same with TL Alpu. Yes, that is a very tough decision because, like what I said earlier, myself, I also hesitated. And the same thing, actually, I earned their respect first and then their trust, and give out the information regarding first with the product knowledge. And then after that, I ask for their suggestions and advice because they have experiences from other BPO company there. And most of my team members who is older than me, I get them, I give them tasks. I make them as my POC. There.
So let's go now to the third question. And this goes to TL Myra and TL Yani. So majority of our team members are on the same generation as yours, Gen Z. How do you approach this group of team members so you can establish trust and confidence with them?
All right, for that question, yes, most often of my team members are of the same generation with me. So when it comes to approach, of course, though we're on the same generation, it would still depend. You'll have to, what we call this, situational leadership that still applies to them, of course. So with the Gen Z, so the approach that I always make, establish for them, of course, is know their motivations so that you'll know how to handle them and help them grow. And then for Gen Z, they always wanted to have a meaningful environment. They always wanted engagement. And just like I've said earlier that they wanted fast-paced growth, so they also have these observations in their current program. So they always see that it's happy to know that they always see themselves as at their best. But you also have to be a good team leader on that and control them. That's all. You have to be in control of your own team.
So, before I became a team leader or confirmed as a team leader, we had a session with Miss Reg, which is our developmental LS, and she let us watch a article from Simon Sinek on how we handle Gen Z. Okay, and most of from the observation of Mr. Sinek, they wanted recognition. So it's every day that I tap them, okay, and then I always say that you did good today. I always focus on the highlights rather than the lowlights, and that is how I build their confidence. Okay, and for the trust, of course, even though we are outside the office, I always ask anything new. I always notice anything new with their with how they dress. If there's something new with how they dress, on how they look today, and the problems that we have encountered in the office, and that is how we build trust, bond, and I just actually copied how my previous TL mentored me, and it works.
Well, I agree with those observations that you have, but I just want to have a follow-up questions. So, given that you have experience handling those team members, which is who are older than you and more experienced than you, and handling Gen Z team members, I just want to ask, who are the easiest to handle?
I guess the easiest to work with for me would be the older or the millennial up generations. Because for me, Gen Zs are more opinionated. Not only opinionated, but they are emotional. So when it comes to coaching, providing feedback, we know that everyone knows that feedback is a gift. But for them, somehow it may break or make them because it sounds criticism for them. So for me, the easiest to work with would be the millennial up generations because somehow I almost think the same way with them. So that's for me.
All right, so thank you for sharing your opinions regarding my follow-up question. So let's go now to the fourth question. So, and let's go to TL Alku and TL Myra. What do you think has led you to the accomplishment that you have gotten right now at an early age?
Okay, so actually, I've already, not just me, I think, but also with TC Yani and TC Algo, they've been asked with this question. It was during panel interview and then interview before you will be promoted. You'll be asked what's your inspiration, why you pursue this, or where you want to accomplish this position. For me, I have two reasons. The first one, of course, is my inspiration, my family. So I'm already a mother of two kids. So yes, I already have two kids. So they're my inspiration to work hard more in the office. When I'm in the office, of course, there's always this stress working under pressure. But when I think of them, they're my strength. They gave me strength. So they're my first reason why I accomplished this position now as an operations team leader. The second, of course, is our support in our program, honestly. Because, of course, you have your inspiration, your family, but there will come a time that, just like our first question, the hesitation, the struggle, there will come a time that you will question yourself if you really deserve this, if should have I taken this route to be promoted. So the support in our program really helped me, inspired me, and I really can say that my ROM, my previous TL, is very hands-on.
What led me to this accomplishment as a supervisor, as a team leader? I guess it's kind of very personal when it comes to accomplishment. I've had my short-term and long-term goals, but the very reason why is because of the bullies before. When I was in high school or elementary, I was bullied because I was not that kind of. I don't have fair skin before, not enough. So I wasn't that good in academics. I've always been in the top 18 or like that. So I've challenged myself to have like short-term goals and long-term goals. So when I landed here in TELUS, my short-term goals is of course to be regularized, and of course it's kind of ironic because at my 5th year here in TELUS, I've been certified, even though I've supported 3 programs before and been an SME. But on my 5th year, which is part of my long-term goal, I've been certified as a supervisor. So I guess that led my to all aspirants, of course, to be young leaders or to be leaders, not only young people, to set their goals and to have short-term and long-term goals. And to those bullies before, maybe I can say thank you because what you I took those bullying in positive way, positively. I took it as a challenge to for the betterment of my personality and myself, and look where I am now. So that's it, I guess. Thank you.
All right, so thank you for sharing that answers. And now we're down to the last question. What advice would you give to those young team members who seek to pursue their career for leadership? This goes to all of you.
First, for me, just like what I did, I have specific goals. For me, failure is when you don't even try. Okay, that's the time that you failed. I always say yes to all of the opportunity, which is actually I'm also a victim of my own success because I kept on saying yes to all the tasks that my operations manager gave me. And for the bullies, just like out there, they have shaped me. I also had my fair share of the bullies here, and just like what I said before, they see me as a child, and I have also experienced them telling me that you will never be a team leader. No one will respect you. Those are the words that actually made a scar in my mind, and I am very proud today that I got confirmed.
My advice is the first one is you should know first what's your passion. Because being promoted actually is not an overnight decision. It's not a decision that comes with the single snap. You have to think and think of it if you'll be able to take the risk of what you wanted. So first is know what you really wanted to become in the future so that you'll be prepared and you'll know the risk, of course, that you have to take. The second advice that I'd like to give is you really have to work hard, and working hard is not enough. You have to be consistent with it. So working hard and being consistent with your how you perform.
So, just like what TL Meyer said, it's gonna be a promotion or moving up is a long journey. So I always advise you to have plans is very effective. We do have saying that just go with the flow or something like that, but in reality, it's gonna be more powerful. It's gonna back you up if you do have plans moving forward for those journey. It may be long or it may be short. It depends. And by the way, I have nothing against Gen Zs. Baka mabash out. I have nothing against with Gen Zs. They are very innovative. They're very creative. They just have different opinions, or just like I mentioned earlier, they're very opinionated, and they can use those plans if they get ready or they get into it. It's gonna be a long journey. You get to enjoy it. So that's it.
All right, so thank you for the very, very inspiring answers from these questions that I have. So there you have it. Thank you, team leaders, and thank you, team, for joining us in this episode of The Bulletin.